This is freedom.
On Africa, good morning. South Africa has expelled Israel's top diplomat in the country, triggering a swift retaliatory move by Israel and deepening already strained relations between the two states. Pretoria declared Ariel Seidman Israel's charge d'affaires persona non grata and ordered him to leave within 72 hours, citing violations of diplomatic norms. Now, Israel responded hours later, and this was by expelling South Africa's ambassador to Palestine, Shaun Edward Beineveld, under the same conditions. The dispute unfolds against the backdrop of South Africa's genocide case against Israel at the International Court of Justice, an accusation Israel rejects. Now, South African authorities accused Seidman of misusing official social media platforms to criticize President Cyril Ramaphosa and of inviting Israeli officials into the country without clearance. As neither country currently has a resident ambassador in the other, the expelled diplomats were the highest-ranking representatives. Now, Israel's leadership condemned Pretoria's decision as baseless and warned of further steps. Now, the row also touches on criticism of Seidman's links with traditional leader Buyelekaya Dali Ndiebo and unauthorized visits involving Israeli officials. Both governments accuse the other of abusing diplomatic conventions amid an escalating political standoff. President Felix Tshisekedi has reaffirmed his support for inclusive and peaceful dialogue in the Democratic Republic of Congo, while outlining strict conditions for any proposed national talks. Speaking to diplomats in Kinshasa, and this was during a New Year's address, he stressed that national unity has become a fundamental necessity as conflict continues in the east between government forces and Rwanda-backed M23 rebels. Although calls for inter-Congolese dialogue have been promoted by parts of the opposition and supported by Angolan President João Lourenço, Tshisekedi insists the process must take place on Congolese soil and remain under institutional control. He made clear that such dialogue should not undermine his legitimacy or that of institutions elected by universal suffrage, despite opposition challenges to his election and governance. He also ruled out revisiting court rulings already delivered, emphasizing that justice would proceed rigorously. His remarks followed the sentencing in absentia of former President Joseph Kabila by a military court. Tshisekedi described 2026 as decisive, focusing on security, state authority, governance, reform, economic change, as well as unity. Burkina Faso's military leadership has announced a complete ban on political parties, marking a significant escalation in its consolidation of power since seizing control in 2022. Interior Minister Emile Zebo said the decision was aimed at rebuilding the state after what he described as widespread abuses under the multi-party system, which he accused of fueling division and weakening social cohesion. Political parties had already been restricted from holding public gatherings, but the new decree holds all activities entirely and orders the transfer of party assets to the state. A draft law is expected to be submitted to the Transitional Legislative Assembly. Prior to the coup, the country had more than 100 registered parties, with 15 represented in parliament. The move has drawn mixed reactions, including criticism from civil society figures who fear democracy is being dismantled, and support from others who argue the fragmented system encouraged corruption. Captain Ibrahim Traore, who overthrew Paul Henry Damiba, previously pledged a return to civilian rule before extending military governance by 5 years amid growing regional patterns of authoritarian rule. In our next story, staying with armies, Uganda's Army Chief General Muhoozi Kainerugaba has again drawn attention for incendiary social media posts linked to the country's contested presidential election. The son of longtime leader Yoweri Museveni, seen in the picture with him here, Kainerugaba has been accused by critics of forming part of an unholy trinity of power alongside his father and his uncle, influential advisor Salim Saleh. During the election period, he posted and later deleted messages messages referencing the killing of opposition supporters and issuing threats against defeated candidate Bobi Wine. Analysts see the behavior within the context of succession politics, with Museveni securing another term and speculation mounting about grooming his son as heir. Kainerugaba's comments, including threats later withdrawn and an apology over claims involving the United States, have reinforced his reputation as a volatile political figure. Despite official assurances that Wine remains free, tensions remain high. Friends describe the general as complex and loyal, while critics argue his conduct reflects deeper authoritarian dynamics shaping Uganda's future leadership. South Africa's Zulu king Misuzulu Kazwelithini has sparked controversy after using a derogatory term for foreign nationals and calling for their departure during a high-profile address in KwaZulu-Natal. Speaking at a historic site commemorating the Battle of Isandlwana, the monarch said all migrants should leave, even those with South African partners and children, while stopping short of advocating for violence. His remarks, delivered to cheers and laughter from supporters, drew criticism online, particularly given his own family ties to neighboring Eswatini. Xenophobic, Afrophobic sentiment has long troubled South Africa, periodically erupting into deadly violence, and echoes similar comments made by his late father in 2015. High unemployment and perceptions that migrants take jobs and services continue to fuel tensions. Political movements and vigilante groups have increasingly mobilized anti-migrant rhetoric, recently targeting schools and healthcare facilities. Authorities have condemned misinformation and reiterated that all children have a legal right to education, underscoring the enduring sensitivity of migration debates nationwide. In the last of our top stories, Afrobeat pioneer Fela Anikulapo Kuti has received a posthumous Lifetime Achievement Award at the Grammy Awards nearly 30 years after his death, marking a landmark recognition for African music. Widely regarded as the architect of Afrobeat, Fela's honor comes amid growing global attention to African sounds, reinforced by the Grammy's reintroduction of a Best African Performance category. His son, musician Sean Kuti, described the award as a long overdue acknowledgement of an influence that has lived in people's hearts for decades. Former manager and close friend Ricky Steiner also welcomed the decision, noting Africa's historic marginalization in global award systems. Family members and colleagues were expected to attend the ceremony, and most of them did, celebrating a legacy that fused music with political resistance. Beyond his musical innovation, Fela was a relentless critic of corruption and military rule in Nigeria. Even after a violent 1977 raid destroyed his commune and led to his mother's death, he transformed personal loss into protest rather than retreat. Long live King Fela. Those have been our top stories on Africa Good Morning. Shortly, we get the news from Zambia, but first, the weather.
Ready to be entertained? We've got you. GoTV's got more shows just for you.
That's right.
More movies?
Yes. Jackpot.
More kids shows?
Of course.
And more football than anywhere else.
No doubt about it.
Yes, we've got more. And we've got you. Pay for your current GoTV package and we'll upgrade you to the next highest package. Get more with GoTV. At home or on the go with GoTV Stream. GoTV. Love it.
It's time for us to be joined by the one and only Mike Sichula as he delivers the news from Zambia. Mike Buriwanji.
Muribanji, Africa, good morning to our dear viewers in the new month of February 2026.
Thank you for joining us. So now in your first story, Zambia has broken the inflation streak, posting single-digit numbers for the first time in 3 years.
Yes, Zambia is among African countries that are demonstrating a trend of economic recovery by reporting, in the case of Zambia, the single digit of 9.4% from 11.2% for the first time in 3 years. So this development has excited the Zambian government through the Minister of Finance, Dr. Stumbekom Sokotwane, who said that the economic steps that Zambia is taking are as a result of the implementation of the economic stabilization that has been initiated by President Hakainde Hichilema there in the picture. And President Hakainde Hichilema also went on his social media platforms to thank the Zambian people for their resilience and their hard working in order to achieve this inflation. So according to the Zambia Statistics Acting Statistician Shelley Uganda, she says the slowdown has been driven by declining food and food prices over the under review. So it is something that members of the general public are anticipating that with this drop in inflation and the kwacha against the US dollar, the cost of living is likely to go down. Another indicator that has economic indicator that has happened in Zambia is that the price of fuel has also kept reducing to the satisfaction of the general public and also economic players involved in ensuring that Zambia has its economy stabilized.
All right, Mike, we're staying with the economy because foreign investment surge is signaling the growing confidence in Zambia's economy, understandably so.
Yes. So according again to the Bank of Zambia, Deputy Governor Dr. Francis Chipimo said the SAGE renewed investor confidence in Zambia's economy recovery and policy directions, with the figure soaring from 641 million in 2023. Then he said the jump is due to foreign interest in the mining sector, manufacturing, and deposit institutions. Also, this survey by the Bank of Zambia, the Zambia Development Agency, under the balance of payments, which meets international standards. So, another economic measure that the Zambian government has seen is that also the foreign reserves have hit the all-time high of more than 3 months cover in terms of having foreign reserves of about 4 billion, a jump at 1.6 billion, just 3. So these economic indicators are pointing that the economic projections and measures that the current administration has put in place are beginning to yield results. However, the Minister of Finance has also indicated that Zambians may not see the effects of reduced cost of living just because of these indicators posting in a positive, because there's for Zambians to increase production. Also, the government and the private sector need to increase salaries for their workers so that they can have more disposable income, because alone these indicators may not yield to be down as many expect.
Now, Mike, very interesting story. A man has been posing as a woman in order to solicit funds from different men, and apparently one man ended up marrying him.
Quite a bizarre story, but according to reports that we have received, the masquerader was born a man. There in the picture, he was confronted at one of the nightclubs in Chipata, eastern Zambia, and he confessed there and then to say, I was born a man, but mysteriously, according to him, he said, by mysteriously, sometimes I become a woman. So the man who married him, according to him as well, he said, this person, I was with this person for about a week, and I could see that she was a woman because she had breasts, and also we could do other things that a man can do with a woman. But I'm also surprised that I received news that your wife that you married has been caught at a nightclub, and she is actually a man. So this is something that the police in eastern Zambia are closely investigating. They want to seek the family of the man, and also they also want to understand whether this is true. A person who was born a man can turn into a woman sometimes, occasionally, so that such that he could deceive a fellow man who believed that this person was a man and the woman, and also some of the family members of the man who married this masquerader. They did also confess on camera that he told them to say, I want to marry, they organized people to sit this person down to discuss marriage issues, and they were convinced beyond reasonable doubt that their brother was marrying a woman and not a man, as the case has turned out to be. So it is an interesting story, which authorities will avail more details as investigations proceed by the Zambia police and probably medical authorities across in the east part of Zambia.
Well, yeah, Mike, I'm going to reserve all my comments with that one. Let's stick to the women who we know are women, the Copper Queens, getting ready for WAFCON.
So Copper Queens, according to Coach Nora, she wants them to camp in Dubai a month before the WAFCON. So meaning she wants the Football Association of Zambia to camp the Copper Queens in Dubai this month ahead of the WAFCON in March. But the Football Association of Zambia is yet to give an update, because according to her, she didn't want to use stars like Barbara Banda, Rachel Kundananji, Grace Chanda Pliska, and others at the upcoming COSAFA in South Africa, because she thought that is not good enough for the Copper Queens to play some teams that will be featuring at the WAFCON. She wants countries that are ranked below 30 in FIFA rankings to be the competitors of the WAFCON team that she's going to assemble if the Zambian or the WAFCON squad is going to proceed beyond the group where they are pitted against the current holders Nigeria. Then there's also neighbors Malawi and Egypt in their group at WAFCON. But the Football Association of Zambia is yet to confirm, and she has also indicated that she may not be at the COSAFA in South Africa because she wants to concentrate more on looking at some of the Copper Queens players playing abroad, and she's pushing this agenda that the Copper Queens should be camped, unlike depending on the COSAFA as the only preparatory stage for them ahead of the WAFCON, which we now understand will be held in South Africa and not Morocco.
Thank you very much, Mike, for delivering such a comprehensive report. And unlike last weekend, both of us can have a bit of a celebration after our football teams did what needed to be done. Congrats to Manchester United. And as for us, we're happy to be 6 points on top of the table. Have a good one, Mike.
Congratulations to Arsenal. And also, it's good that Manchester United has picked 3 out of 3. It seems Coach Michael Carrick has brought good luck to Old Trafford and brought smiles amongst many Manchester United fans across the world. Thank you for your congratulations from Arsenal, and we wish you luck. Have a blessed week. Africa, good morning to our dear viewer.
Africa, good morning indeed. From me, Ashley Betty, DSTV 25, GoTV 25, 1up2.com, Network Media Hub, and ntvafrica.my.na is precisely where you can find the show. I'm going to be signing out with the indicators, and then tomorrow, Talent Kore joins us with the stories from Zimbabwe, as we also make sure to bring you the stories from broader Africa. Swera Jakanaka.